Welcome to Sell Your Books Saturday with a great quote from Albert Camus. The purpose of a writer is to keep civilization from destroying itself. There's a thought. To keep civilization from destroying itself. I got a couple things I want to share about that. But first, welcome. If you've not been here before, I'm thrilled to have you on board today. And if you've been here before, welcome back. It's great to have you on for today's ride. My name is Christopher D'Armani, and it is my purpose, it is my pleasure, it is my passion, actually, to empower aspiring Christian nonfiction writers to share their trauma to triumph journey using a complete, detailed roadmap for writing success. Why? So they can make the impact they know they want to make in this world. We want to write a book because we want to change someone else's life. We want to help them, give them the tools to help them change their life. And I think that's part of what Albert Camus is talking about here today in this quote. Writing a book is a profound responsibility. It truly is. But one that by itself is utterly meaningless unless your readers know your book exists. Writing it is fantastic, but it's only the very first step of the process of helping someone else change their life. God put this book on your heart to write so you could serve a very specific group of people he set aside specifically for you and your book. But God also put this responsibility on you to do the work required to make all that happen. It's one of those symbiotic things. Yes, he gave you the power to do it, but he also gave you the tools, or will give you the tools, to make it all happen as well. And that's where you simply need to come up and apply your willingness. Because God doesn't call the equipped. God equips the called. And if he's called you to write this book, he will equip you in some way to make sure that you can fulfill that mission that he's given to you. And what you do with your book, you serve these people by gratefully, joyfully, lovingly, courageously, and compassionately marketing your book to them. And what does that mean? That means you're reaching out to people who have the problem that your book solves. And you approach them and you talk to them. You have a conversation with them so that they understand that, well, I'm a person who's been where you are right now. And I found a way out, and I want to share that pathway out for you. And the reason you want to have those simple conversations is so that the people who are most likely to buy your book, the people who are most likely to read your book, and the people who are most likely to transform their lives through your book can actually find it. There's a lot of books being published every single day, more all the time. There's millions and millions of books being published every single year in all kinds of fields, but no one is writing the book that you can write, that only you can write. That's why God put it on your heart, not someone else's. Because there's a specific group of people that can only hear the message that you're sharing the way you share it. They may hear it a dozen different ways, 1,000 different ways from 10,000 different people, but it doesn't register until it's said the way only you can say it. And that's why this is so important. There are people out there in pain and suffering and agony that you can save. Your book is literally their survival guide, which again is an awesome responsibility, but it's also really cool to know that when I'm finished this thing and I share the notion that it's actually out there and it's complete, and there is a pathway out of this pain and into this really amazing new land, someone's going to change their life, and it's going to be because of the words that God put on my heart to write. That's cool. That's really cool. But if you're apprehensive or fearful of book marketing, remember that this is simply another skill that you need to learn. God equips you to write your book. God will also equip you to market your book. These are simply skills, and anyone can learn a skill. You, me, George next door, Francine down the road, doesn't matter. We can all learn these skills. And like every skill, the more you practice it, the better you become at it. When I started writing, I thought that writing 200, 300 words in a day was this gargantuan task. I think the most I've done in a single day is 12,000 words. It was a big day. 4,000 or 5,000 is fairly average these days, but I didn't get there without a lot of practice. Every single day. I practice what I preach. I write every single day because it keeps that pump flowing. It keeps the tap turned on so that my creativity can flow and all this stuff can come out. So think about your book marketing in that same light. It's just a skill to learn. That's it. There's nothing magical, nothing mysterious. They're simply things to try, test, and see if, and track what you do to make sure that you're doing things that are actually moving the needle forward in the direction you need it. That's it. So here's a sort of a final thought I want to leave you with. God placed this book on your heart to write because he knows you are the only person who can share that message of courage, strength, and hope in the way that the people he chose to hear your message can hear it. There is this group set aside specifically for you. And if you believe, as I do, that God placed this on your heart, placed this book on your heart to write, he also wants you to market it. And for that very same reason. You can't serve the people he's given you to serve if you don't do the work required to make sure they know your book is out there. He wants you to do this so that the people that he placed under your care, under your wing, under your guidance, can find the solution that only you can provide for them because they can't hear it any other way. Think about the number of times where you have been told something and it wasn't until another person just said it that one slightly different way that it finally registered. It finally hit your heart instead of bouncing off of your skull. That's what you need to do. You need to sit down and figure these things out. And if you need someone to guide you through the process, then there's lots of things you can do about that as well. There's all kinds of people that will help you all along the way. If you like the way I share things, the way I share the things that work for me and the way that I hope works for you, then I would encourage you to grab a ticket for Christian Writer Unstuck. It's coming up on October 19th. It's going to be 3 days of amazing breakthroughs, amazing transformations, and more than anything else, it's going to be this opportunity for you to blast open those doors of possibility for your own life. If you think writing a book is difficult, or it's impossible, or you can't do it, or it's too hard, then go to ChristianWriterUnstuck.com, grab a ticket, and join me. And I will show you how easy this can actually be if you simply do a few things in the order that I ask you to do them. Because this is the proven system that I've used to write my 50 books, publish my 50 books, and it's the same system that I've used to help other authors do exactly the same thing. The system works. It's proven. And I want to share it with you during this 3-day live event. So if that sounds like it would be perhaps life-changing, or maybe it'll just be interesting, or fun, or exciting, or, maybe I actually can do this. Grab a ticket, check it out. And whether that is the right thing for you at this point in time or not, come back and see me again tomorrow at 3 o'clock. We'll share some more interesting little tidbits to help you on your journey down publication highway.